Hello, I'm back again. I wonder if it's streaming to the same place. Hello. I'll just wait a sec. I'll share this to the Discord too. 1 sec. Save. Okay, I'm just gonna share this to the Discord again. And start it up as well. Steam is working, way. Still wakes the deep. Update. So just gonna share this again. Okay, I can play it this time. Sharing again. Okay. I'm back. Hello. Yeah, there is some luck. It's working. I don't know what happened last time, but it looks like it's working now. So hopefully it's all good. Lol, I want to see the streams. Oh, okay. Yeah, you can go and see the streams. So, you know the person who I'm not working with anymore? He's trying to reach out to me to apologize to me. And I kind of deleted all the videos with him in it already. Shit wakes the deep is an abomination. Hello Fernie, welcome. Second time lucky, just caught onto your stream and it ended. Glad you got back on, mate. Hello, good to see you. It's not great. It's not great. Yeah, I'm really not impressed with the graphics, and you know, there's everybody else who's played this game is having trouble with the graphics too. They had to go in the settings and sort it out, which is disgraceful. So this graphics thing is not good. No way, I know you was looking forward. Yeah, I'm still like into it. I'm still looking forward to see what's going on in this game. What is it about? What am I doing? What's the monster? I wouldn't accept his apology. Sounds like he's not doing well on his own, so he wants to leech onto you. That's kind of the conclusion I reached as well. I'll get back to talking after I finish this cutscene.
He's breathing, thank Christ.
Yeah, gob shite. Gaz, wake up, Gaz.
Is he gonna die, Brody? Gaz?
Is he gonna die, Brody? What kind of colleague says that to you? Is he gonna die, Brody? Is he gonna die? I wanna see what he says to justify his shit. Apparently he was on drugs. And he's having some bad argument with his partner or something, and they had a fight or whatever, but he didn't hit back. And getting thrown out of his home or whatever. But you know what? Even with all that, I didn't do anything. What did I do? All I've done is I've just been a friend. I was his only viewer. I'm helping him out. I'm pushing his streams out. He's sharing his stuff in my Discord for people to watch. I haven't done anything bad. Somebody showed up in his stream and he thought it was one of my friends, but it wasn't. And then Guillermo's there trying to be a middleman. Trying to be the arbitrator middleman. Yeah, I'm not impressed with these graphics, man. These graphics are so terrible. And everyone on YouTube there's so many videos of how to make the graphics better. Obviously, because it's not good enough. I think this graphics might be the best, maybe. Guillermo, I'm demoting him. Yeah, Guillermo's being the middleman. He's enjoying the drama, I guess. For me, if you mess up with me, you're done. I don't need to waste my time with somebody who messes up with me. Full to operate. I'll say it again, the way people treat you when they're down shows their character. 100%. It's something that'll just recur again and again. You fool me once, shame on
Christ!
you.
You alright being up on your feet?
Fool me twice, shame on me.
Aye, I think so. You got me out. Did you get Gregor?
I got you.
Wouldn't be surprised if mods already made this game 8K by now.
I'm sorry, Kaz.
Jesus.
He's not the only one we lost. Oh, no! Rafs is still in there. Why aren't these working? Kaz, I need you to help me. Kaz!
What? Right. Aye, what do you need?
The cable's stuck. Go down and release the main brake, then come back up and raise the bell. If you can get it to my level, I think I can get him out.
Aye.
Rafs, it's alright, we're getting you out.
I don't care about no dumb apology because look, I wouldn't treat any of you like that and then treat any of you like that and then have to come back after 5 days and say, actually I want to say sorry for my behavior. If he called you a bunch of names and shit out of anger, fine, but he started making some nasty allegations about you. I'm really intrigued to see his justification, but that's just me being nosy. He's trying to say words don't mean anything. Don't get offended by words. But I don't think you should talk like that to your friends. Like, I don't even know him. I don't even know you people either. If any of you start talking to me like that, I'm just gonna discard you and throw you away. No offense to the people who actually like being around here and actually like to watch me. Honestly, man, I've been in some horrible situations before and I'll still come into your streams and treat people how I want to be treated, especially my friends. Yeah, you come into a stream to just get away from the world a bit, right? And if I don't want to stream, I'm not gonna come on here and force myself to stream. Maybe his only one viewer has gone. His only one viewer who bothered to take out the time to watch him is gone. So, he's probably missed that and thought, okay, I need that back now. That's a warning for you. Sorry, man, I didn't mean to do that. These graphics are so
No,
bothersome.
Kaz! You have to release the brake first. It's on the floor below you.
Alright, Hamza Yusuf, calm down. Shall we do it one more time? Yeah!
Fuck!
Bit of a shame, I enjoyed your content with Kayan up till the last stream. He was just really stressing out. A bit over the top then. I heard the aftermatch which seemed out of nowhere. It is what it is, mate. People here to see you, mate. Yeah, I have no control over it, but what I do have control over is what, so like, if I have self-respect, I'm not gonna take that and just go along with it and say, oh, it's okay, no problem. I'm not gonna let anyone talk like that to me and get away with it. I'm not gonna let anyone treat me like that and get away with it. Especially when I do just good. I try to do good for people. I try to make, and Panda knows this well. I try to make a community where we creators help each other out. Not necessarily help each other out. It's like we interact with each other. So there was that one video I made with Panda. I made streams with him, the one I don't talk to anymore. And there's other creators I reached out to and I share their content on my channel. Creators working together. And when I'm doing all this, what's the point in stabbing me in the back? I don't get it. Just want to say, when I make a curry joke, I don't mean it racially. I just find the prospect of hot curry being thrown at someone funny. Yeah, I don't care about the curry thing. The curry thing's not the problem. It's the intention behind it.
Right.
This game reminds me a bit of First Person Cold Fear, classic PS2 game. I don't know that one. If you recall, I was making curry jokes before I knew you were Asian back when I thought you were South African. 100% mate, couldn't have said it better. Community is based on respect and helping each other. Yeah, we interact with each other and we sometimes like work together because we're providing content for people to watch. And sometimes we work together and provide content as a tag team for people to really enjoy. To break that apart, to ruin that, I'll never understand it. So disengage winch brake at lower level, operate winch control on upper level. Disengage winch brake. Okay. Will you shut up and calm down? I ought to drop him in the water.
That's it! Come back and winch up the bell now!
Okay, Hamza Yusuf, calm down, mate. Check your first MK stream. I used to ask you, would you rather have hot curry thrown in your eyes or play MK1 story, MK11? Yeah, look, I never took it racially. I never looked at it racially. But when he was doing that stuff, repeating it over and over and then putting it in my face all the time and also sending me private messages about it, there was definitely a problem there.
What's going on, Brody? What happened?
Don't know. The drill hit something. An air pocket or gas explosion, nobody knows. But whatever it was big. You were lucky, trust me. Douglas is trying to find out more. Like if the bear is even safe now.
DMs, wow, this goes deeper. Yeah, you don't know anything, because you're not in the Discord. I posted everything in the Discord, all private messages. I posted all the screenshots there. You need to join the Discord, man.
Is there anything more I can do?
No, I'll get him.
Also, this is the last thing I'll say. If that guy was even remotely apologetic, he'd delete those posts. That's the bare minimum. They're still there. Fake. See. Yeah. There you go. Another point.
Should be a clearer path down there.
All right.
What's the point of approaching to apologize and not making the effort to get rid of them posts which are not even true? And who would make not true posts in the first place anyway? That's not a friend. That is definitely not a friend. I'm still in 1998. I'm a part of the Discord, but never use it. Yeah, I seen you in there sometimes. No worries. It's still a work in progress because I'm changing it to clan based, where you're supposed to join the Discord and choose your clan, but I haven't got the time to sort it out yet. I'm a dinosaur, I'm in T9. 1995 when I was born. I'm gonna join it soon. I'm older than you. Cage Clan.
Christ.
I barely use it either, just for messaging Naffer about YouTube stuff. Yeah. Me and Panda, we organize like this YouTube stuff on there. We just message each other when we discover something. It's fun. I don't really use other social media anymore, like Instagram and all that garbage, because I hate it. I don't like getting stuck in the doom scroll. So I need at least Discord to keep myself entertained with some real people at least. Okay. But yeah, you know, if I accept an apology and just go ahead like nothing happened, I think I'd be a fool to do that. That clip you dropped the other day of you attempting the Scottish accent, then at the very end T995 gets banned for like the 666th time. It's fun. I even play Resi 4 for fun sometimes just in case I find something worth talking to you about. It's just nice and I can't explain it. Yeah, absolutely. And I'm really looking forward to the Resident Evil 4 remake stream where we're gonna be going through it and doing a live review of it and ripping the shit out of it. Turn by turn. Every step by step we're gonna tear it apart. Lol, yeah, he bans the CEO of the channel. There was another guy from Aberdeen who commented on that video. Yeah, I just replied to him before this stream. I asked him how did I do. Wrench, if living proof you can't ever get cancelled. That's true. He has like 3 wrenches. As Donald Trump would say, nobody else in the world has anything quite like it. It's like 3 wrenches. The most wrenches I ever seen. It's the most wrenches I ever seen. Nobody else has as many wrenches as this guy. This is so many wrenches. He has so many wrenches. He has more wrenches than everybody in the whole world. This guy. And his wrenches are bigger than everybody's wrenches. Teflon done. Screw being hench, it's all about being wrench. Man, how did I not know that? How did I not realize that? Why did I make a Linkway channel? I should have made a wrench channel. I should have been about being wrench. I knew I wasn't hard enough. Don't even make me bring T996 in here. Bring him in here. Make him watch. I got my own stream open up on the other screen just to make myself watch it too.
Shite!
Shite. Don't look down. Don't look down. Down. I don't know if I'm doing the Irish or Scottish accent. The Wrench is actually a banging self-improvement channel name. Yeah. Good idea. Oh crap, man. I clicked the left button and it told me to click the right button. Holy shit, the upgrade is coming in. What do you mean?
Shite!
Shite. Oh, shh. Yeah, gobshite. Does your dude die the second he touches the water? Does he? I was reading the comment. Yeah, he's probably like Sonic. As soon as he hits the water, he dies.
Shite!
By the way, I am T995 and T996. This man's telling me he's T995 and T996. As if I'm dumb. Thank you for letting me know. I did not realize how dumb I was. You know, if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't get anywhere in my life without you. T995. Climb up, Gaz.
Christ! Too close.
Too close. Is that a weapon? Get your intelligence up. Hold on. I'll get my intelligence up 1 second. So this is how I get my intelligence up. I feel a bit more intelligent now. What is this monkey bar stuff, man?
Just get across.
I think I am a little bit intelligent because I'm reading comments. And what else? I'm playing a game at the same time. I don't know if I'm supposed to go in here. To be fair, T95 deserves a YouTube award for the most timed out user ever. I timed out someone in the Discord today. You know that guy who said about the Baraka thing? He said Baraka blade. Baraka is the only Tarkatan with blades. I timed him out for 24 hours inside the Discord. You probably want to know why. Okay, this is why.
What is that?
What is that? I should jump at it. Did he diss Baraka? Don't give my boy Ish. Time him out right, please, so. Oh man, yeah, how's his MK content going? So this is why I timed him out. One. Oh, 1 sec, let's listen to this guy. Temporary drill issue. Okay, as I was saying, I timed him out because. So I wrote on the first day when that thing happened with that guy. I wrote a whole long wall of text to share my frustration on what happened with him. And this guy comes out and replies with one word only. He just goes to the whole wall of text I wrote. He wrote, yeah. That's all. Just yeah. I got really annoyed. But I didn't ban him for that. I banned him because somebody tried to explain to him something about storytelling. And they wrote a whole long paragraph.
Jesus fucking Christ!
Ow. They wrote a whole long paragraph for him to read and understand how to write stories. And he replied with 2 letters. Okay. That pissed me off, that did. So I just banned him. This man pushes buttons, he does. Oh, I'm gonna make a video with him. So he wants to talk about Star Wars.
Is that?
And I don't know anything about Star Wars. And I told him, look, man, why are you complaining in the Discord about Star Wars every day? I'm not even reading it. No one else is reading it. You're just crying into the black void. And all of your arguments and cries of pain and tears is just disappearing nowhere. At least make a YouTube video so other people see it. He doesn't want to make a YouTube video, so I said to him, okay, how about I interview you about these Star Wars problems? And he said, okay. So that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know anything about Star Wars at all, so I'm just gonna ask him and interrogate him. It's gonna turn out pretty funny because I don't think he's gonna come up with any good excuses or good arguments. And I'm gonna be like, what are we doing? It's gonna devolve into an argument. Yeah, that's what'll happen. It's gonna devolve into an argument. It's gonna be funny. Star Wars may just be the gayest thing ever. I watched the old movies, the really old ones. I guess I liked them. There was that one with Liam Neeson in it. I liked that one. What you doing, guys? This guy's crazy, man. How do you do all these pull-ups? Nah, that's Fears to Fag Thumb. The first three are actual films, I agree, yeah. The current ones, apparently, I don't know nothing about them, but apparently the current ones are very woke or whatever. So that's why he wants to make a video with me complaining about that.
Finally, something useful.
I'm gonna have to think up of good questions to ask him and see what the problem is. I'm afraid he's not gonna come up with good arguments, and I'm gonna have to argue for him when I don't even know how to. I mean about Star Wars. Oh, hello Toby. Sorry, I didn't say hello to you. What's up, man? I saw your comment earlier, but I was talking rubbish and I forgot to say hello. How's it going? Panda, you're damn effing right I am. I all hating drains my electricity after 8 p.m. You know that latest video I put up? The one punching the punch bag. I got a tip by Joshua on punching and keeping my head down. So I'm gonna read that whole comment and actually take his tip advice seriously and see if it improves my punches. Everything's good, bro. How are you? I'm doing okay, thanks. I needed a few days off streaming because I had to sleep properly. And I have a big Mortal Kombat video coming up too. Hello, Brooklyn fan guy. Alright, yeah, go let out some steam and head kick someone off the cage. What the F was that? That was a pipe popping. Oh, okay, so we're in the horror part of the game now, I guess. Okay, so let's see what's gonna happen.
Fucking thing's locked.
Fucking thing's locked. Fucking thing's locked. Locked. Fucking thing's locked. I'm playing the game as Hamza Yusuf, the Prime Minister, the previous Prime Minister of Scotland. What did it say? Okay. Extend your arm a bit and jab cross. Also, my arm is getting better now, even though my shoulder is what was injured before. Oh yeah. So apparently these yellow markers are supposed to be clues for me. Look at that, I'm doing some work. Hello, Holy King. What do you think of bromances? I need an example. Is there an example of a bromance? It sounds dumb, but I don't want to just diss it outright.
No way through.
When you say bromance, I think of bronies. Those pony, My Little Pony watches. Guys, my shoulder's fine. I'm just taking the piss. Why are you taking the piss out of the... Why are you taking the piss out of him? He's teaching me how to punch, so I'm gonna actually read it properly. Best bromance is Carter and Lee from Rush Hour. Come on, man. I need to see a monster.
Guys, over here.
Guys, over here.
You alright? Look like you've seen a ghost. Who's making that
It's
noise?
Miss Trunchbull from Matilda.
He's making that racket.
Should we no find him, help him?
No, wouldn't recommend that.
What does that mean?
Like a group of varied men and boys being friends, embracing masculinity. Also, cool how you roasted MLP fans.
He's still out there.
You mean out here? As in out here with me?
Aye.
Embracing
Exactly what I mean.
masculinity.
Oh, that's just fucking brilliant.
Okay, you know,
You seen anyone
the
else?
masculinity thing on YouTube, where people try to be this masculine stuff,
Listen, you'll have to get through the
and they
water
try
pipes
to
get up
organize
to the
these things where they get together
accommodation.
and,
Quiet like.
Go all
do
the way up
man
there.
stuff together. I think that's
Jesus.
dumb.
And what about Gibble?
Stay the fuck away from him. You're listening to me. He's no right, cuz.
I'm no arguing.
Cuz.
This creature's name is Finley, and it looks like a woman. Is Finley a girl's name too? What's the other annoying thing Josh says? Will I get some pasta or spaghetti or what? Ah, yeah. Yeah, asking if he can go get some food. I hope he shows up. I can teach you how to punch Napper. I'm K-Fu Black Belt. Teach me then. I want to know. Give me some tips. I think I'm okay at turning my body and driving my force through when it comes to punching. Guys, bold of you to assume I have friends. Do what agree? Blah, blah. T995 only sees his mate twice a month because he keeps getting banned. Ki-Fu, Keyboard Warrior Kung Fu. Interesting. Will I get some haggis and Scotch eggs, Napper? You will, lad. You will. Aye, lad. Aye, you will, lad.
Fuck.
What the fuck? What are these white stains on my eyes? I hope it's not what I think it is. Please do a cage kick.
Can't open it.
Oh, I'm supposed to look at this alien thing. Please do a cage kick in your next Linkway grit. I need a cage first. Will I get some cage kicks and blackouts?
No, locked.
If you wanna, why not? What are we doing, cuz?
Locked.
I could use some key fu training for my keyboard. My wife is a red belt in Taekwondo. Just one belt away from black belt. What am I supposed to do, Kaz? What's the time? I'm supposed to go to bed as well. Great, it's one of those games where you don't know what to do. What boxing bag do you have? It's called Gallant, and it stands on the ground. The weight underneath, I filled it up with sand. It can take up to 80 kilograms of sand. Am I jumping around here or something? Oh, where am I? Cool, I only got to green belt when I was active. Okay, I'm in a new spot. Was that supposed to be a jump scare? Sorry, I forgot to react. My daughter is a yellow belt with a green stripe, so the next one she's gonna be a green belt. I tried to kill him on purpose. Nice, my one's a ground bag too, sand like yours. Cool. We like to stay grounded, right? We want to hit the opponent and make him feel like he's on the ground. Lol, you burning up napper. I can't go this way, guys. Alright, okay. Nah, I don't have many friends in all honesty. Bit of a loner. Well, I piss people off a lot because my ADHD and just rambling. I have very few people who tolerate me. I think you found your people over here. I mean, what you said stacks up because you keep getting banned all the time. I'm not a fan of belt martial arts. I like boxing and wrestling because there's none of that bollocks. What the F am I doing here? Oh, okay, I see. I don't tolerate you either, mate, just so we're clear. On the bright side about T995, at least he hasn't made posts about me being a woman beater. So, that's a positive. Wow, Panda, you sound like my dad. What if he is? What if it's actually your dad on the on YouTube, and he's in here checking you to see if you behave yourself?
Jesus.
Jesus, this guy just keeps mentioning Jesus in vain. T995 may as well upgrade for to T1000. When you think he's gone, he just keeps coming back. I didn't even realize it comes from that. A Terminator thing. So this game so far is just about going from one place to another, climbing up and down ladders, and turning valves. That's all I've experienced so far. 10 out of 10 game so far. Huh? Where did I end up?
Fuck! Ha!
If Panda's my dad, I'd be worried he's posing as a 23-year-old Scot. At least he's not posing as an underage person. You don't know that I'm your dad, ungrateful son of mine. Is there any combat in this game? I'm not sure. I haven't seen any creatures yet, but I think there are creatures. We'll find out eventually. Sorry to hear that, T995. In other words, the game is a cinematic stop. Alien Isolation is like that too. Cinematic slop. Alien Isolation is like that too. You have to open doors, find keys to open door, restore power. Mostly really boring.
Fuck!
I feel like that's what I'm doing at the moment. I hope there's some action of fighting some aliens or something. The atmosphere is really cool, but play Cold Fear. It's this, but 100% better. Okay, I'll keep that in mind. Cold Fear. If I forget, you might have to remind me. Cold Fear PS2. I need to reinstall my PS2 emulator. No harm, no foul, it's all the name of a laugh. I was the one that put him up.
No, you're not doing this!
The fuck is that?
What the fuck is that? Oh, so we can hide. Does that mean we're gonna be chased by a monster? I'm not gonna hide from the monster, I'm gonna face it square on.
Stuck fast.
Oh no, it's stuck fast. Oh no. The fuck? The fuck? Oh, maybe this gets good. I hope so. We're hiding for a reason. I'm just hoping this Scottish man acts hard. He better live up to it. He better be attacking the monsters. Ah, man. I see yellow. So anything that's yellow is a clue. Ah. What the fuck? W to squeeze. Oh, what's that? Okay, I guess we're getting to the horror part. Come on, I want to see some horror. Oh. Just follow the yellow. Hold this to look behind you. Okay. I doubt there's gonna be anything scary. Do you know about the yellow paint controversy in games? I know in Resident Evil 4 Remake and in Resi 8 Village, there's yellow paint guiding you along the way. I don't know about the controversy. What the fuck? Where am I going? Oh, follow the yellow. Where? What you doing? I have a feeling this Gibbo guy is gonna give us a jump scare. I'm ready. Don't come in here. I'm gonna come. I'm gonna come. I modded the yellow paint out. Search it up. Basically, some woke feminist gets money anytime there's yellow paint guiding you in an objective in a game. Really? Take it easy, Christ. Seriously, look at that. I would not do this. That's crazy. I would not stick my head underwater or be crawling through tunnels filled up with water. Forget that. That's a horror game enough in itself. Have you heard of them cavers who get stuck in the caves? Have you heard them stories on YouTube where cavers they're squeezing through little cave crevices and they're getting stuck inside cave cracks and they can't get out? Still have no idea what it means, or I'll research after the stream. Apparently you can turn it off. But you know what, I'm gonna leave it on because I don't want to be like... I just want to get through smoothly. Hello? Is anybody there? No? The water swamping with parasites, I bet. Yeah. Cave diving is my worst fear, bro. Why would anyone do something like that? Absolutely. Why would you stick yourself inside a crack just to get stuck there and die? There's one cave. It's called the Devil's Crack. And guess what? Just because of the name, people are trying to stick themselves in it. People are crazy. Why would you climb into a small crevice where you can barely shuffle and move, and then you're expected to shuffle back? You know what? These people's logics, because I've seen so many of their story, their logic is, okay, if I just get through this crack, there's gonna be a bigger room on the other side. And then they find there's a dead end. And they can't squeeze backwards. You'll never find me in a cave. No way. This is supposed to be the yellow. I hate Anita Sarkeesian, Naughty Dog. Neil Druckmann, is a huge fan of her. The guy ruined Uncharted 4. I will never buy a game from him again. Imagine just going inside one with a family member that you can't help them out if they're stuck. They should all be sealed, in my opinion. I don't think they even need to be sealed. It's just stupid people need to not go through them. If they want to die, that's their prerogative. But I ain't gonna crawl in them.
Stay away!
Oi, 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 I want to see that monster. I'm not here to run away. I want to see him.
Fuck's sake!
Where is he? Hello? Fuck's sake. If I get through this crack, I'll be able to back the upper roof. There's proof look online is a real thing. I had a friend who did cave diving, and one time he tried to convince me to do it too. Nah man, I'm not that kind of adrenaline junkie. Don't do it. Don't do it. I've heard some crazy stories, like there's a tunnel. Shut up, man. So there's a tunnel, right? And it's really tight and squeezy. And there's a hump in the middle of the tunnel. And to get over that hump, you have to suck your gut in and breathe out all the air from your lungs and suck your gut in. Only then you can climb over the hump. And these dickheads actually go and do that. And surprise, surprise, what do you know? They can't get out backwards. Flipping hell, man. It was that YouTuber who died doing it. Sure, I saw something about that not too long ago. I don't know. Not sure what friends you have. I have a friend that likes crack. But I mean drugs, not caves. Cave diving is scary. Getting trapped is no joke. Okay, can we just see this monster, please? At least I just want to see the monster before I go to bed.
What did you do?
What the fuck did you do, Gibbo? What did you do? It's okay, just show me your face, please. Some people are just idiots, mate, like it's illegal to not wear a helmet, yet people still crash and die every year. Same with people who cave dive. I don't know what the hell they're looking for cave diving. Like, there's a whole beautiful earth out there to explore. You can hike in the open mountains and see beautiful scenery. But these motherfuckers are going in the earth inside cracks to look for something I don't know. I'm all about safety. Napper gonna glitch this game when you're meant to run. He's all about seeing the... Yeah, I'm gonna run at the monster and see what happens. You alright there, mate?
Douglas?
Move, Doug.
Douglas? Jesus. No.
He's gonna scream at us. I know it. Hello? Ah, okay. Gibbo, calm down, Gibbo. I wear a crash helmet when I eat dinner. Amazing. We better see that monster. I didn't just do all this not to see a monster. We need to see a monster. So, which way are we going? Yellow? I see yellow. Okay, not that yellow. Yellow. I was gonna go to bed, but I want to see the monster first. Are we really gonna crawl in this muck? Nah. Just follow the yellow. Imagine if they cave dived and found a new deadly unknown creature, new species I found every day. That's scary in itself. Apparently there's no animals down in them caves. Like, those cave cracks are places where even animals don't go. But somehow humans find themselves stuck in them cracks. I'm gonna put a video on. Okay, you know what? I'll end this game here for now. We'll find this gibbo freak later. But I'll put a video on of one of the cave diving bits. Have you tried to run Fears to Fathom again off stream? I haven't tried it yet. But I need to do it on the weekend because I don't have time in the middle of the week. Alright, so let's have a look. YouTube.com. Alright, cave diving horror. Okay, this is the channel I watch, so On the Verge.
In this video, we will be looking into
Oh, sorry about this YouTube light mode. I want to turn it to dark mode. How do we do dark mode? Oh, you're just gonna have to suffer with light mode. Okay, anyway. Now look at these thumbnails, man. Beyond human endurance. What the hell? How do you get yourself like that? Cavers knowingly entered a death trap named the Z-Bend. What the hell? If I heard something like that, Z-Bend, I would just go to another planet. That is crazy. Wedged by the neck. Why? Why would you go downwards with your head first into a crack underneath the earth where no one's gonna find you? Why would you put yourself downwards? Upside down? What the hell are humans, man? Would you go through one of those narrow caves for $1 million by yourself? Fuck, would I? No. No, I wouldn't. Not for $1 million. If I was stuck in that crack, I would pay $1 million to get out. To have someone just dig me out. Look at these thumbnails, man. What the hell is that? Jammed inside an S-turn. Fucking hell, man. Jammed inside an S-turn. Demonetized. This looks like self-deletion videos. Upper right corner, there got to be settings where you get to dark mode. Let's see. Settings. Settings. I have to sign in. Maybe I can turn this website dark mode. Dark. Ah, that's better. Okay, that should do it, I hope. Ah, crap, it hasn't done it. What's this? Oh, yeah. Nice one, Toby. What a bro. Okay, hopefully that's easier and better for you to see. Okay, gonna bust a move. Alright, see you, Fernie Mac. Nice one. Thanks for joining. You're a great guy. How the hell did a 6-year-old and an 11-year-old get stuck inside this cave? What the hell? I wish cutscenes in video games had dark mode instead of getting flashbanged. Wow, man, look at this one. Unnaturally twisted. Imagine getting stuck like that, man. This is this one's got water up to his face. How many stories are there, man? This guy made a whole channel. That's what I mean. People will take their kids inside these things. That's attempted murder. Let's watch it. Yeah, let's watch it. Which one? Unnaturally twisted or the one with the water up to his face? Oh, look at this one. This guy is stuck downwards with his face down in the water. I know about the Nutty Putty cave. That was the first caving video I saw. Nutty Putty is common knowledge. Yeah, that was the first one I saw. It was actually very uncomfortable to listen to. Okay, we're gonna watch this one. This man stuck face down in the water. How the unnaturally twisted. Alright. Toby requested unnaturally twisted, so I'll go with that one.
Today, we will be
Let me know if you can hear it fine.
looking at two horrifying caving stories that went horribly wrong.
Horribly
Both stories
wrong,
have one
huh?
thing
Horribly wrong.
in common. A parent racing to save
By the way, this is fair use. I'm doing transformative content. Don't copyright strike me. Thank you.
their child's life in a treacherous cave while fighting to survive themselves. The first one, in particular, is terrifying, where a human body gets twisted in ways you can't even imagine. As always,
I watched your spider vid today. That thing was huge. It was, wasn't it? That was the biggest one I've ever seen in England. Apparently they're bigger in the northern side of England, like in Manchester. It's horrific. The Nutty Putty is sealed now, so his body is still in there.
viewer discretion is advised. In June 1992, a group of 10 Boys Scout members decided to go on a caving expedition in Killiansburg Cave. Killiansburg Cave wasn't much to look at, just a modest...
What would you do if you was in a group of 10 boys and they all wanted to go caving, and you're the one that says, no, I'm not going, and they all call you a pussy? What would you do?
cave tucked away in the hills of West Virginia. But for the group out on a summer trip, it was a perfect spot for adventure. The cave was near the Potomac River, and the boys were spending the day exploring, laughing, and just enjoying the freedom of being outdoors.
Enjoying the freedom of being outdoors. Inside a cave. Okay.
Among them was Brian Quintanilla, a curious, wiry 13-year-old who had a knack for noticing
Enjoy the rest of my day at home. Exactly. Don't succumb to peer pressure like a sheep.
things others missed. While most of the
You could just look at them all and say, okay, you all can go get stuck in a crack. I'm going home. Same thing as last time. Stay put in the boat.
group stuck to the main passages, Brian spotted a narrow, twisting passage within the cave. It wasn't much wider than his shoulders, but to him, it looked like a secret shortcut, maybe even a hidden...
Why the fuck would you look at this shit and say, this right here is a secret shortcut? Let's go stick my whole body inside this unknown area of the cave. It's a secret shortcut. To where? To hell.
route that connected to another part of the cave.
Wow. He's gonna jump in there and try to go that way. How do you do that with your human body? Can someone tell me? How does the rock even stand like that?
The passage was tight, barely large enough for someone his size to wiggle through. Its shape resembled an L when viewed from above, which meant it had a sharp L-shaped bend in the middle.
Why the fuck would you look at an L shape and decide this motherfucker's going in with his head first? Holy shit, dude. What? Why? Oh my god, I don't understand this shit, man. What are you doing? Why would you go in there with your head first? Are you mad? You need to have homosexual experience of a black belt in BJJ to maneuver those caves. But this guy's going in head first into an L shape. What? What?
He crouched down at the entrance and peered into the dark, earthy space. Brian began
You know what? I need to start a series where I react to these caving videos, man. That's it. Done. I'm gonna do a series reacting to caving videos and other crazy stuff like this. John's coach is in there.
squeezing into the passage, inching
Josh
forward
is
carefully. The rock pressed tightly against his shoulders and hips as he wiggled deeper. When he reached the bend, he figured out it was going to be tricky. To get through,
When he reached the bend, he figured out it was going to be tricky. Well, by this point, there's no way you can get back out. How are you gonna get out from this point? He dived in head first. He will have blood rushing through all his head. That will kill him. Even suffocation wedging himself like that.
he had to twist his body in a painful way. He reached the sharp bend in the passage and realized the only way forward was to hyperextend his knees, twisting his legs awkwardly to fit through the constriction. He managed it, pushing past the sharp angle and
What the fuck, man?
emerging into a slightly wider section of the passage. It was
Keir Starmer could get his way out. Could get out by punching his way out.
uncomfortable, painful even, but the promise of emerging triumphant on the other side drove him forward. He pressed his body through the bend, his breath
I'm sorry, but this guy's retarded. The triumph of coming out on the other side. Like, does he just want to be born again or something? Go join a religion?
quickening as the passage tightened further. Finally, with one last push, he managed to pop through the constriction. At first, he must have felt triumphant. He'd made it through the tough.
He must have felt triumphant. Look at him, how contorted he is. He looks like he's bent his spine and snapped it in half. This could actually be a fetish. That's probably the explanation for this. This is triumphant. This is the highlight of your life right here.
toughest part, but that relief didn't last long. It only took
That relief didn't last long. What relief?
a moment for him to realize that something had gone horribly
And it was at this moment that Josh's coach knew. He fucked up.
wrong, and the relief had turned to dread in an instant. The narrow
You can't convince me that this man isn't gay. He's finished. Guy's trying to be Kid Boo, stretching his legs over his head. How the fuck is this a good idea? How do you know that if you crawl into this crack, there's gonna be an escape on the other side? I don't see logic.
passage widened just enough for him to realize he was trapped. The sharp angle of the bend and the hyperextended position of his legs made reversing
Bruh, his spine is broken. How do you do that with your body? How?
his moves nearly impossible. He tried to wriggle free, but the rock wouldn't give in. Panic prickled at the edges of his mind as he tried to wriggle back.
He tried to wriggle free, and then panic set in. I'm laughing at a man who just dived into death head first. As I said, natural selection. It's a free burial.
Backward, his body refusing
These guys are sealing all the cracks with their bodies.
to obey. He couldn't get himself out of there. He was painfully wedged, stuck alone inside the cave's passage. Others started
Look, man, look at his position, right? Even if someone came along, how are they gonna pull you out of this situation? You're dead.
He was painfully wedged, stuck alone inside the cave's
What a retard.
passage. Others started to feel his prolonged absence. They realized that when they entered, there were a total of 10. However, now towards the end of the trip, one is missing. Concerns
Oh, really? They did not even notice until the end of the trip.
began to set in as they noticed he'd been gone for too long. They started calling for him. They retraced their steps and looked for him everywhere. No one knew where Brian went. No one had even noticed.
Nah, covering these vids needs to be a weekly thing. Ah, man, this got me pissing myself laughing. Yeah, done. We're making a weekly series out of this.
Noticed the passage he was in before, so they just kept looking at places they were familiar with. They kept calling his name, hoping for a response. Eventually, Brian heard his friends' voices.
Brian Quintanilla.
And now he had to muster strength to shout back. Brian
Oh, man. This guy donated £5. Hold on, let me sort him out. Who do you think you are donating £5? Actually, I'm not gonna time you out, because if I do, your comment might disappear. Actually, though, you could post these and get views. Looks like we've discovered a little gold mine here. And it is transformative content because we're pausing and laughing at the situation. We're not just stealing the content. I'm going to repost this as a separate video.
made repetitive
Thanks, T995. You're a G.
sounds
You're a top G. You're the toppest G.
as his awkward bend made speaking difficult. They heard his
His awkward bend made speaking difficult.
muffled voice calling back, full of fear. They rushed to the passage and found Brian wedged inside.
Okay. What do you think's going to happen with all these 9 men seeing him in a precarious situation like this? What do you think they're going to do? My hypothesis is that they're all going to take their clothes off and try and wedge themselves all together inside the hole at the same time. What do you even say when you discover this? What the fuck are you doing? Did you really just crawl down a crack by yourself like that? You deserve to stay there, buddy. See ya. I'll come back for you tomorrow. I ain't crawling down that crack for you. Pour water in his crack. Pull his pants down and pour water. They try and pull him out and break his back. That's my prediction. Or they have an orgy. Let's see what happens. Maybe they start panicking and screaming like girls.
Unable to move. From their view, they could only see his legs. No one knew in what position he was stuck in, since they haven't seen.
Literally, if I saw a guy stuck in like that, my comment would be, "Are you fucking dumb? What are you doing? You idiot. Are you retarded?"
Seen this passage before. A few of them tried pulling on his legs or giving him advice, but nothing worked.
Tried
The
giving him advice. What advice do you give to this guy? What advice do you give to him? What can you say to this guy? If this is the kind of situation you end up in, as I predicted, pull his legs and fail.
The situation was quickly getting serious, and they could see him suffer in pain. Brian's chest was bent unnaturally, each breath coming in short bursts. The sharp bend of the passage had locked his knees into a hyperextended position, sending
Flipping hell, man, that is crazy. He is beyond hope if he ends up here to begin with. How do you get out?
Jolts of pain through his legs with every attempt to shift.
What
The
a
strain on his body
dumbass.
was relentless, an intense grinding ache that built with every passing moment. The narrow space magnified the discomfort, leaving him nauseous, lightheaded, and acutely aware of how little control he had over his own movements. The rock did not yield, and neither did the pain. They tried to reassure him, their young voices wavering with uncertainty, still trying to tug at his legs, but the passage refused to relinquish its hold. Brian's panic deepened.
Guarantee you get him out of this crack minutes later and he ends up in another one.
Tears streaming down his face as the reality of his situation set in. Word of the incident quickly spread to the scout
The guy's crying.
leader, who happened to be Brian's mother. She rushed to
What the hell, man? He tries the same crack again and gets stuck even worse. His mom's gonna show up and say, "What did I tell you about crawling into cracks by yourself?"
the scene. You can imagine her heart dropping and thinking about her kid's safety as she scrambled into the cave. The sight of her son's
Yeah, right. She probably looking at him thinking, "Not again."
feet, the only part of him visible beyond the bend, was both a relief and a fresh source of anguish. She crawled as close as she could and called his name.
Whoa. Okay, I'm calling it. She's gonna fall in and wedge him in further.
When he answered, she knew he was terrified, but at least he was conscious. Assessing the situation, she realized that his current position was likely the same one he had used to navigate the bend. To free him, he would need to,
Oh, how observant. Hold on. What did he say?
but at least he was conscious. Assessing the situation, she
Assessing the situation.
realized that his current position was likely the same one he had used to navigate the bend. To
His current position is the same one he likely used to navigate the bend. We got some Sherlock Holmes up in here. Why do I get the feeling she ends up stuck in with him? I can't help but laugh because it's so stupid. Let's see what the comments are saying. Who the fuck sees a 90 degrees angle in a tunnel and thinks this is a great idea? Exactly. Claustrophobia probably exists to prevent you from getting stuck in these kinds of situations. Everything I learned about caving from watching these. 1. Always go head first into any narrow passageway, especially if you see a bend in it. Check. 2. You never need to bring that much as far as supplies go. Just assume everything will go as planned and you'll only be gone a couple of hours. Check. 3. Never tell anybody where you're going or what you're doing. After all, you don't want to be disturbed while you're contorting your body into a narrow rock crevice. Those are some top tips right there. Look at this one. My heart goes to the rescuers risking their lives for these idiots. I can't wait to never go caving. The fact that there's enough cave stories for him to post damn near every day just goes to show how dumb of an idea cave exploring is. That's exactly what I said. Alright, let's see. I love how the comments are just roasting someone's near-death experience. What can you do except look at this stupid situation and just say it's stupid?
To free him, he would need to duplicate the painful contortion in reverse. It was a daunting prospect, both for Brian and for her. The boy's breathing was shallow, but the only way to get him out was for him to retrace his steps. He'd have to twist and bend his body the same way.
Excuse me, how the fuck is he gonna do that with his face on the floor? How? You think he made it? I don't know. There's no way he's pushing along this crack with his face on the floor like that. What's he doing? Push-ups or something? There's
way
no
he
way.
had when he went in, only this time backward. It wasn't going to be easy. In fact, it was going to hurt. But there was no other way. She talked to him steadily, trying to keep him calm. She explained the plan and told him she'd be there to help him every step of the way. Brian didn't want to do it. He was crying and scared, and the thought of going through that pain again
Imagine that, being stuck in an L-shaped crack deep underground, and you're crying and scared.
was overwhelming, but his mom's voice left no room for argument. She grabbed his legs and told him to start moving. She braced herself, her fingers gripping his ankles, and began to pull. Brian's screams filled the narrow space, raw and primal. The process was agonizing. Every inch he moved scraped his skin against the rock, and his knees felt as if
Who cares about your skin at this point?
they were being wrenched apart. The other scouts stood outside, pale and silent, listening to the sounds coming from
So there's one woman helping a boy get out of the cave, and these all group of men are just standing there outside waiting.
inside. They knew they couldn't do much but wait. Some shifted uncomfortably, while others stared at the ground, unwilling to meet each other's eyes.
Crying and scared. Maybe don't crawl into a literal 90-degree wedge. Why does someone even need to be told that?
The sense of helplessness weighed heavily on them. Inside the cave, Brian's progress was agonizingly slow. His mother's hands trembled as she pulled, her heart breaking with each of his cries.
Her heart's breaking. What about his back? He survived. Choose your friends wisely. Good point, the woman is the only one helping. Nice, now I feel better about taking the piss.
She whispered words of encouragement, though her own voice threatened to crack. Inch by inch, Brian's body began...
Her own voice threatened to crack. An interesting choice of words when his spine is bending around this rock. How does your voice crack? It's women's night out. It's women's night in, more like.
began to move back through the constriction. The rock seemed to fight them every step of the way.
I'm not gonna believe that she is pulling her whole grown male body son out of a hole like that. How is she pulling about 50-60 kilograms of weight up out of a crack? There's no way. I guess the guys figured he's gonna die and just waiting outside for him to die. Maybe they're all outside thinking, this guy's an idiot, I'm not risking my life for him. How much do you bet this kid still goes caving to this day? Near-death experiences don't phase people this gay. I don't know.
Its jagged edges unyielding and merciless. The whole
Mama is a weightlifter.
ordeal felt like it lasted forever, but finally Brian's torso emerged from the bend. With one last pull,
There's no way that happened. There's no way. No way she pulled him out of a crack like that. No way.
mom got him free. Brian collapsed into the wider part of the passage, sobbing and trembling. But before his mom could calm him down, the adrenaline surging through his body drove him into a blind panic. The tight spaces that had felt like an adventure earlier now felt suffocating.
Hold on a minute. So this guy, look, he's in a much better position now, and he's about to get out. He's about to be free. At this moment, this is the moment he chooses to have a panic attack. I call hacks. His mom watches Linkway Grit. Okay, yeah, that's a good explanation, actually.
He was feeling more and more claustrophobic. Soon, with the help of his mom, he got out of the passages.
There's no way, man. If I was his mom, I would abort him immediately. Like, abort him right now. Is it too late to give him an abortion? Abort him.
Fast as they could. He collapsed onto the floor for a while. However, Brian's mental state was getting weaker. The cave was making his panic attack worse, and just after a minute or two, he started to feel suffocatingly trapped. Everyone held him and escorted him out of the cave, his face pale and contorted with fear. He stumbled into the open air, collapsing onto the ground.
This picture's funny. It's like they just dragged him out like that and left him on the floor.
Grass. His chest heaved as he gulped in deep breaths, the sunlight almost blinding after the cave.
All these guys are standing around like, what an idiot. Suffer by yourself.
Confines. His mother came out shortly after, her hands scraped and bloody, her face a mix of exhaustion and relief. The group gathered around Brian. No one said much. The weight of what had happened...
No one said much because nobody wants to point out the obvious that this guy's an idiot. Lolly. He's having a panic attack because he's not in the cave. his triumph, it got revoked. That's why he's having a panic attack. He can't have his triumphant moment.
And hung heavily over them. In the days that followed, Brian's body healed, but the emotional scars lingered. That experience stuck with him for years to come. This next story is even...
I bet. That experience stuck with him for years to come. Okay, what do you think, boys? Do you want to watch another one? Do you want to watch this one, or shall I just end the stream? This is actually a good, happy discovery of the stream, because I'm going to be doing these every week now. One more. We got the vote in. One more.
even
Let's
more
do it.
terrifying than the previous one.
Somebody... Okay. I'm guessing that these two highlighted in red are the victims. One more. This is funny. Alright, cool.
In this one, a father not just struggles to survive, but also witnesses his kids fighting for life.
What father takes their kids down into a cave? Can someone answer that question? What father takes their kids down into a cave? Let alone taking yourself down into a cave. Why would you bring your kids?
It was June 18th, 1990, when Gary Lutz decided to take his two sons, 13-year-old Gary Jr. and 9-year-old Timothy, caving in West Virginia's New Trout Cave. It seemed like the
It's Spider-Man.
perfect opportunity for an adventure. Gary, with over
If you want an adventure, there's plenty of open spaces on the earth to go and explore. If you go underground in a cave, it all looks the same wherever you go. There's nothing exciting down there. You're not going to find anything down there. I can answer it. They took out life insurance on their kids the week before. Wow, that is the golden answer right there. I wish I had one of them buttons where it celebrates, makes a celebration noise. I think I have one in the Discord actually. Discord updater is ready. I think I have one of those in the Discord where you click the noise and it makes a noise.
2 decades of caving experience, was eager to share the thrill of exploring underground with his boys, even though they were relatively new to the activity. The trio arrived well prepared, or so they thought. With hard hats, knee pads, and carbide lamps, they ventured into the cave, confident in their equipment and Gary's experience. Their journey started smoothly. They navigated through the initial passages with ease, pausing to admire the vast big room with its towering...
Wow, a vast big room. Look at this nice big cave area. That looks the same as every other cave area. Wow.
ceiling and expansive floor. After a quick bite...
You know what's more expansive than this cave? Not being in the cave.
The three ventured into the maze, a complex network of narrow passages,
Hell no. This is where it goes wrong.
ledges, and crawlways. Here, the cave's
Wowie zowie.
tight spaces began to challenge their resolve. But Gary's
The moment you notice tight spaces, no. Turn around, go home. Enjoy another day of your life.
guidance and enthusiasm kept his sons motivated. As they approached an 8-foot drop,
What are you doing, man? What are you doing? At least he's not going down head first. His kids look like they're worried.
Gary decided to leave their pack behind to make navigating the tight sections easier. It seemed
Leaving your pack behind does not sound like a sound, solid plan.
like a logical decision at the time. The pack contained
It seemed like a logical decision at the time. Let's see how logical it turns out to be.
extra food, water, and their only backup lights. Confident that their carbide lamps had been refueled just minutes earlier, Gary believed they'd return to the pack well before the lamps ran out. But the cave had other plans. About 200 feet into the maze, Timothy's light began to flicker. A mild inconvenience quickly turned into a looming threat when it failed completely. Gary assured his sons they could turn back, but just moments later, Gary Jr.'s lamp gave out as well.
So you're telling me you came to this cave prepared, but you didn't check the fuel in your lamp? Like, if I went on an adventure in the open world and I knew I needed a torch, the first thing I would do is go out to the shops and buy some batteries, some spare batteries. They were very well prepared, it seems.
Panic started to creep into their minds as the once illuminated passage
Okay, don't do this. Don't do this.
dissolved into shadows. Gary pressed forward
You noticed that?
minds as the once illuminated passages dissolved into shadows.
I think someone's left a little surprise in their trousers there. They all had a triumphant squeeze, the end.
Gary pressed forward, his own light still flickering faintly, the boys following closely behind. They moved as quickly as they could in the confined passages, but the maze's honeycomb of corridors proved disorienting. Gary tried to retrace their steps, but the confusing layout led them into one false passage after another. Then, as if the cave
20 years of experience caving, and today's the day where it doesn't work out. Imagine that. All that 20 years of experience caving out of the window. That's from his gay lover not shitting himself. It makes more sense, actually.
cave itself wanted to seal their fate. Gary's lamp sputtered and went out, plunging the three into total darkness. The air felt heavier now.
Why would you take your sons into a cave and not check your lamps?
And the silence pressed in on them. Gary tried to calm his breathing as his sons' anxious voices cut through the void, asking the question he dreaded.
He got too confident over those 20 years. Too much pride. Maybe he only explored like shallow parts of the caves for 20 years, and because his sons were with him, he wanted to show his sons that, like, hey, let me show them a real man. And then he went in way deep and regretted it. He thought he was Heisenberg or something. And they went in further.
Dad, are we lost? Gary tried to keep his composure. He couldn't.
Dad, are we lost? No, son, we're not lost. I have 20 years of experience caving, so just follow me. I know exactly where we're going. Dad, we could use a map, you know. No, son. We don't use maps. That's not what men do.
Couldn't afford to panic. His sons needed him to be strong. The maze's confusing layout had already led them astray once, and without light, the chances of finding their way back were slim. In the pitch-black depths of the maze, Gary assessed
Can we just see the part where they get stuck in a crack?
their situation. Crawling blindly to find the pack seemed
Oh,
impossible.
hell no. Look at what they're doing, man. How is going downwards like this a way out? It seems to me like you're going deeper into hell.
They couldn't even be sure they were heading in the right direction. Gathering the spent carbide from their lamps and pooling what little unspent pellets they had left,
What? At least, why would you not at least take your phone, which has a torch? Planking in.
Gary managed to get one lamp working using urine in the water chamber.
Okay, how does a lamp work when you piss in it? He managed to get one lamp working with urine. I'm starting to think these stories are made up. You got that one woman pulling that boy out of the L-shaped crack all by herself when there's 9 men standing outside. And here he's lighting the torch with his piss. Funny how to video got them going down without moving. Oh, yeah.
The crude solution provided just enough light to guide them to a small chamber where they could rest. Here, they sat down, the dim glow of the makeshift lamp barely illuminating their faces. Gary placed his sons on their knee pads to conserve body heat and tried to reassure them. But the truth weighed heavily on him. No one knew they were here. He hadn't told anyone of their plans.
These fuckers always do this bullshit. They always go to these caves and they never tell anybody where they're going. They all do this. I think it's a good idea.
And their car, parked near the cave entrance, gave no indication of which cave they had entered. The minutes stretched into hours. The lamp's faint light flickered and died, leaving them in utter darkness once again. The cave's temperature, a constant 54 degrees Fahrenheit.
Yeah, we have, Toby. We found gold. I can't wait to react to these again next time. What are they doing? Just tell someone or bring some spare batteries, retard. Yeah, this man is bringing his sons here. He did not even bother bringing spare batteries. Bring a proper torch. No, he has to use carbide lamps because that's the caver way, huh? That's the proper caver way. We don't bring torches. We bring carbide lamps with no fuel in it. And on top of that, they don't tell anybody where they are. Just like the movies, they get lost and no one knows where they are.
Began to.
You'll notice in these stories that you won't even find animals in these caves. Even animals don't come down here. What are humans doing here?
Seep into their bones. Without food or water, their bodies weakened. The soot-covered walls from long ago nitrate mining.
Well, what do you know? Without food and water, their bodies weakened. Who would have thought? Who would have thought that'd be a thing?
Added to their misery, irritating their throats and lungs with every breath. Outside the cave, the trio's absence had finally been noticed.
My hypothesis is that they're gonna choose one of the sons and eat him. They're gonna choose one of the sons and eat him to survive.
By Wednesday, a local resident reported their unmoved vehicle to the state police.
I'm no cave diver, but my best bet is to travel up and not crawl deeper into the cave. Not only did they not bring fuel or tell anybody where they're going, but they clearly did not bring common sense with them.
Police. Investigators reached out to Florida authorities and eventually contacted Gary's family, who confirmed that he had planned to go caving in Pendleton County. However, they had no idea which of the Trout Rock caves he might have entered. Back in the cave, Gary and his sons were losing hope. Their bodies were weak from dehydration.
These sons are never going to trust their dad again.
Their throats raw from the dusty air. They huddled together for warmth, each grappling with their fears in silence. Gary thought about how he had failed to follow basic safety protocols.
Now he thinks about how he failed to follow basic safety protocols while risking his son's lives. Wow. 10 out of 10 parent right there.
Gary thought about how he had failed to follow basic safety protocols. 3 light sources per person, leaving notes about their plans, carrying enough provisions. His regret was overwhelming. The boys, too, were struggling. Gary Jr. and Timothy had begun to see flashes of light, an eerie hallucination caused by their worsening physical condition. They cried quietly, clinging to their father as he whispered words of comfort. All 3 of them...
What do you think the dad was saying to him? Whispering words of comfort. He's probably telling them, "Shut the fuck up! I'm trying to think of a way out. Shut up!" Yeah, you think he would be more prepared considering that's his own kids.
and prayed for a miracle, for just one more chance to escape this living nightmare. By Friday morning, the Lutz family had been trapped in New Trout Cave for nearly 5 days. The rescue effort had
Please, please, why the hell would you bring your kids into this shit, man? Why would you do that? The dad should be in prison for abuse, not even joking. I hate when parents force dangerous hobbies on their kids. I agree. They should be taken away from him. What's the point in having them kids now anyway? They lost all their hope in their father. They're not gonna ever look at their father with trust ever again.
Lutz family had been trapped in New Trout Cave for nearly 5 days. The rescue effort had grown in scale, with multiple caving groups and emergency responders converging on the site. For the rescuers, the odds of finding survivors after such a prolonged
To teach them the proper caver way. Yes, son, you're gonna learn the proper caver way, as my dad taught me and his dad taught him.
long period without food or water in the cold, damp environment of the cave seemed slim. When the Lutz pack was discovered deep in the maze, hope flickered briefly before reality set in. The pack's location suggested that
You know what? If I had a job as a rescuer and they told me, okay, your first mission is there's this really tight cave, some people got lost in there and we need to go rescue them, I'd quit the job. Nope. I ain't rescuing nobody that's stupid enough to climb into a cave. I didn't sign up for this. Yeah, you did. No, I didn't.
the family had ventured further into the labyrinth of crawlways and stoopways, likely losing their way in the darkness.
Trapped for 5 days.
Search teams braced themselves for what they believed was now a body recovery mission. We're probably looking for fatalities.
If they think it's a body recovery mission, if I thought it was a body recovery mission, I would not even bother recovering it. I'd be like, okay, this is your grave. Good night.
One rescuer said quietly to another as they entered the maze. The oppressive silence of the cave.
What did he say quietly?
Body recovery mission. We're probably looking for fatalities, one rescuer said quietly.
We're probably looking for fatalities. This guy's been playing Mortal Kombat. He knows what he's looking at.
To another as they entered the maze. The oppressive silence of the cave seemed to confirm their fears. Every corner turned, and every crawl space inspected revealed nothing but
Why would you do this? Imagine doing this as a rescuer. How would you even pull someone out in this kind of situation?
cold, lifeless rock. The rescuers steeled themselves for the grim task ahead, their voices echoing eerily as they called out into the void. The maze itself was a formidable challenge. Tight passages forced rescuers to squeeze through on their bellies, their helmets scraping against jagged rocks. The air was thick with dust, and the sharp smell of decaying carbide from the Lutz spent lamps lingered in the air. As the team pushed deeper, one of the rescuers froze, straining to listen. Faintly, from somewhere ahead, there was a sound, a weak, barely audible voice. It was
And it wasn't an animal because animals don't go down here.
so faint that, for a moment, he thought he might have imagined it. "Did you hear that?" he whispered urgently. The team stopped, holding their breath. Then it came again, a faint, broken cry for help. The rescuers exchanged looks of disbelief. It couldn't be. After 5 days in the cave, in near freezing temperatures without food or water, how could anyone still be alive? Their pace quickened, adrenaline surging through their exhausted bodies. The voice grew louder as they called out in return, guiding them closer to the source. When their lights finally illuminated the huddled figures of Gary Lutz and his sons, the rescuers could hardly believe their eyes.
So they survived, I guess.
Gary Sr. was slumped against the cave wall, his arms wrapped protectively around his boys. His face was pale and
What's the point in wrapping your arms protectively around your boys when you've put them in danger? You're the one who ruined their day. What are you going to protect them from now?
sunken, his lips cracked and bleeding. Gary Jr. and Timothy were motionless, their small frames trembling with shallow breaths. The rescuers could see the toll the ordeal had taken. These were people on the brink of death. The rescuers quickly assessed the condition of the family. Gary Jr. and Timothy were severely dehydrated and hypothermic, their skin cold and clammy to the touch. Timothy, the youngest, was
Ruined their life. They will never be the same after that. That's true. This is definitely going to affect them in the future somehow.
barely responsive, his small body weakened to the point of collapse. Gary Sr. was conscious but disoriented, his voice hoarse from days of dehydration and crying. The family's condition was so dire that the rescuers feared they might not survive the journey out of the cave. They radioed
PTSD nightmare for sure. It's the proper caver way.
the surface, urgently requesting medical support to be ready when they emerged. Getting the Lutz family out of the cave was no small task. The tight crawlways that had disoriented Gary and his sons now became an obstacle for the rescuers as they maneuvered the weakened family members through the confined spaces. Timothy, too weak to move on his own, was carefully strapped into a stretcher. Two rescuers took turns carrying him, navigating the narrow passages with painstaking care. Gary Jr., though slightly stronger, needed support to walk. A rescuer guided him, speaking words of encouragement with every step. Gary Sr., though determined to walk out under
I hope they left him at the bottom. He's probably full of pride, thinking, no, this is not the proper caver way. You should not be helping us.
his own power, stumbled frequently, his body weakened from exhaustion. Two rescuers flanked him, ready to catch him if he fell. As they moved, the rescuers monitored the family's condition closely. Timothy's breathing was shallow and
If I were rescuing him and he was about to fall, I wouldn't catch him.
irregular, and Gary Jr. occasionally drifted into semi-consciousness. Gary Sr., though physically present, seemed mentally distant, his eyes glassy and unfocused. After hours of grueling effort, the rescue team finally emerged from the cave, the sunlight a stark contrast to the oppressive darkness they had left behind. Medics rushed forward to take over, assessing the family's condition and providing immediate care. Gary Jr. and Timothy were bundled into blankets and placed on stretchers. IV lines quickly inserted to rehydrate their
Those kids are never gonna forget this experience in their life. That man took his kids to the wrong place and messed them up badly. They definitely gonna have PTSD from this.
frail bodies. Gary Sr., though able to walk, was immediately seated and given water and oxygen. His hands shook as he clutched the bottle, the enormity of their survival beginning to sink in. The rescuers, now standing in the bright West Virginia sunlight, looked at one another with a mixture of relief and disbelief. Against all
Bro's still trying to act proud. Swallow your pride, you dumb shit. You almost killed your kids. Yeah, by this point, it's not even funny. It's not even funny by this point. Wow, look at these thumbnails. Cavers knowingly entering death trap named the Z. I think this one is gonna be the next one. So the next reaction stream, we're gonna be watching this one here. The Z. Who the hell hears the word a Z-shaped tunnel in a cave and wants to go stick their body in that Z? How? Why? The first one was quite funny, the second one pissed me off. Okay, bros, I have to actually go to sleep. I really have to. I hate to end the stream. I'd love to watch these all night if I could and just laugh at all of them. But I have to go to sleep. I'm glad we found this. We're definitely going to do this again sometime as a dedicated stream to watching these things. And maybe we could watch a lot more then. Alright, bros. Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. And I hope you had fun. I know I had fun. Alright, man. See you later. That was incredible. Thank you. Thank you. You've been incredible as well, you bros. It would not be a great stream without you bros, because you bros make it more funny. Awesome stream. Good night, Napper. See ya, Jedi. Toby, till next time. Good stream. Thanks, man. Have a good one, Toby. Have a good one, everybody else. Good night. This thing is still installing.